Welcome to Smash Fiction, the podcast where we pit two nerd icons against one another in a battle of strength or wits and argue who would win. This week, Halo's Master Chief versus Metroid's Samus Aran, in a little adventure I like to call In Space. No one can hear you complain that your controller buttons are sticking. Weyland-Yutani has yet again suffered what is known in the scientific field as an inconvenient setback. A batch of xenomorphs has escaped their containment pods in the company's new top-secret combination genetic engineering/weapons development deep space station. Now everyone on board is dead and the place is swarming with phallic skeleton aliens. To make matters worse, one of them is an alien queen and could keep churning out offspring indefinitely. Weyland-Yutani still has plenty of interest in recovering this space station, but they know that their usual in-house security is hardly up to the task of taking down a xenomorph infestation. Therefore, they put forth a prize. 1 million space bucks to the lucky soul who can get into the space station and take out the queen. Only two warriors answer this call, bounty hunter Samus Aran and the Spartan-enhanced warrior John 117, colloquially known... Fuck! Why did I write that word?
Please keep that part in.
Oh, fucking hell.
It's like...
Colloquially known... Damn it, I got it that time when you were talking.
It's like
All right. Colloquially known as Master Chief. They dock at opposite ends of the space station. The Queen is in the middle, protected not only by her acid-blooded offspring, but also by the various security systems of the space station, including traps, turrets, and magnetically sealed blast doors. Both hunters begin with only the bare minimum of their usual loadout, but scattered throughout the base are assorted pieces of their equipment that Weyland-Yutani was... researching? Yeah, researching. Who will get to the center of this death trap and kill the mother of monsters? As the one who has played the fewest video games here, I am your impartial judge, Miles Schneiderman. Arguing for Samus is the as-yet untested team of Dan Mulcairn.
No amount of Mountain Dew and Doritos can save you now.
And Kit Mulcairn.
all my kills are no scope.
Arguing for Master Chief will be the as-yet undefeated team of Liz Logan.
You're surrendering. You don't get anything except humiliation and ridicule.
And Colin Mulcairn.
I only drink the blood of my enemies, and occasionally a strawberry yoo-hoo, or a sarsaparilla, grenadine straight from the can. Delicious. Or occasionally I do enjoy sex on the beach or a pina colada. If you like pina colada.
Alright, that's enough out of you. Once again, using the arcane and unknowable system of flipping a coin, we have determined that Team Samus will go first. So, Team Samus, you have the floor.
Samus is so far out of Master Chief's league, I'll be shocked if he ever even realizes that she's there. Master Chief is the sort of opponent that Samus might run into during the tutorial level of a Metroid game. He might as well be using a rock and wearing a woolly mammoth pelt for all the good his weaponry and armor will do him. He's operating with Earth-based technology. It may be from a few hundred years in our future, but from the look of things, neither armor nor firearms have progressed much in that time period. In contrast, Samus's gear was crafted by the Chozo, one of the oldest and most intelligent races in the universe. They have perfected their understanding of more branches of science than the Earthlings even know exist, and did so back when the humans were still doing the whole Viking thing.
Let me just say that the Morph Ball alone is a fantastic example of how crazy advanced her power suit is. She can go from being well over 6 feet tall down to a little ball. Like, what kind of space magic is that? Oh, and this little ball also makes bombs. Master Chief would stumble across it, pick it up thinking it was a bomb. Oh, wait, it is! Bloop! Samus just blew up his fucking hand. Or, at the very least, caused some nice incendiary damage, leaving him open for, direct bomb damage. Maybe some power beam to the face. Maybe some screw attack. She got options.
Samus has an incredible vertical leap, the ability to double jump, and of course, her game-changing morph ball form. Invaluable regardless of whether you're facing a 26th century space marine or a ship full of xenomorphs. With the morph ball, she can move through vents, tunnels, and small spaces, giving her significantly greater mobility than Master Chief, and denying the xenomorphs their usual superiority in ventilation shafts. Master Chief is comparatively slow and bulky, and literally has to blow himself up to get any decent verticality. Not the most feasible tactic on a space station if you're standing next to an exterior wall or near a fuel source. And God help him if he has to crawl through any ventilation shafts. Samus will undoubtedly have laid down a line of bombs for him, and if those don't get him, the xenomorphs prowling around definitely will.
With 5-second fuses, right? Those bombs with 5-second fuses?
Excuse me.
Wait till the rebuttal, please. Wait till the rebuttal, right, sir.
Yeah, so the xenomorphs, they're going to drop some acid, if you know what I mean. Picture this. Chief is moving through a dark hallway. He's got his flashlight on, and if he's trying to find the Queen Xenomorph before Samus does, he's going to be moving quickly, which means loudly with his 1,000-pound ass. Suddenly, hears noise and stops. Looks around, then drip, drip. Alien spit falls onto his helmet, and the next thing he knows, he's wrestling with a xenomorph. Samus can move through an area quickly and stealthily, and will be able to get through the ship with less alien interference.
Samus has a wide variety of weapons. If she manages to grab every upgrade she's known to have throughout the Metroid games, she'll be bristling with over a dozen different types of energy weapons, missiles, bombs, highly resilient and often environment-proof armor, a visor with more than half a dozen different vision modes, including the scan visor, which can easily pinpoint the weak points in Master Chief's armor and combat strategy, not to mention highly unconventional technology like the Morph Ball and Screw Attack, the latter of which not only devastates nearby foes, but also makes Samus immune to any and all damage. Master Chief has a decent selection of weapons available to him, but he can only take 2 of them with him at any time. 2 weapons at any time. Compare and contrast that to Samus's arguably and obviously superior ability to fully and seamlessly integrate new weapons and upgrades instantaneously into her suit, so that she faces every scenario at absolute peak performance.
When it comes to killing the queen of a hive-mind parasitic race of aliens, Samus has already unlocked that achievement. She took down the Metroid Queen while fighting off Metroids left and right, and she does so by more than just shooting at it. Samus waited for the Metroid Queen to come at her with a bite attack, and then she went into Morph Ball mode, got all up in the Queen's belly, and then blew up the monstrous monarch from the inside. Sure, the Xenomorph Queen is a different animal, but that demonstrates that Samus has the technology and creativity to take down whatever monsters are currently threatening the galaxy. Dan, take it to the bridge.
And let's talk about their common enemy. The xenomorphs prey upon military types with no creativity, who see every problem as needing to be shot. Sort of like Master Chief. Only those that can think creatively survive a confrontation with xenomorphs, and Samus is worlds beyond Master Chief in that regard. Metroid was originally designed to emulate the Alien series. The dark tunnels, the claustrophobia, all of this is what the 2 heroes are facing. Master Chief is clearly out of his element. Samus was, in both an in-game and out-of-game sense, literally designed for this. She was designed to fight weird killer aliens in this precise environment, and she does it better than anyone. Game over, man. Game over.
All right. Well argued, Team Samus. Team Master Chief, take it away.
I was expecting a little better than that, honestly. That's all you guys have, huh? All right, go for it, Liz.
That's an opener.
All right.
Colin, why don't you sing a little song for me?
Sure.
You're
supposed to be talking right now.
Objection?
So, anyways.
Fair use.
Imagine if every waking second of your life, the fate of the entire universe rested upon your 1,000-pound, green, blocky shoulders. Or even aliens hostile to the human race eventually recognize you as their space Jesus. Welcome to the life of Master Chief Petty Officer John 117. Master Chief's insane military career began at the tender age of 6, when he was kidnapped from his family and put into Super Soldier Spartan 2 training. At this age, he was already demonstrating qualities that would make him a perfect fit for Super Soldier life. He and 74 other children were selected. At the age of 14, he became biologically and cybernetically enhanced in the Spartan 2 augmentation procedure that killed 30 other kids and physically disabled 12. At this point onward, Master Chief was involved in numerous conflicts taking place on asteroid belts, alien planets, ships, basically anywhere he wanted to go, or where he was needed to save humanity, because that's what he does. Anyways, against the Covenant alone, which is a collection of sentient alien races that have banded together and are known as the Covenant, spans all sorts of shapes and sizes. He participated in over 200 campaigns spanning 27 years. 27 years as a career soldier. That's a lot of time to hone military tactics and technique and not show a single sign of slowing down. He even earned every medal the UNSC, his military, offers, with the exception of the Prisoner of War Medallion, because no one can come between Master Chief and his mission. Colin?
You're talking about Master Chief's gear being not as advanced as Samus's gear, and that's strictly not true. The Mjolnir armor is the most advanced piece of technology that humanity has created. It costs as much to manufacture one as it does a starship. It's powered by an onboard fusion reactor, can operate in a vacuum, it's immune to EMPs and radiation. And you were talking about Samus's suit being made with alien technology. Master Chief's is as well. Some of the technology in it is reverse-engineered Covenant technology. And his armor is from the 26th century as opposed to Samus's gear, which, in addition to being ancient, anything that she had from Earth would only be from the 21st century. Because, yes, according to the wiki, Metroid takes place in the late 21st century.
It's freaking believable.
Samus's suit is cooler looking, I will give you that, but it is not more advanced. I don't believe that Samus has energy shields at all. From what I've gathered, the energy tanks that she gains are simply batteries that power her suit. Master Chief also has biofoam injectors, which have the ability to inject something called biofoam into you, which instantly regenerates your flesh. After 4.5 seconds of his shields being down, they turn back on, and after 6 seconds, his life and shields are fully regenerated.
Colin gained the lead.
He left off of a Forerunner dreadnought at the beginning of the Second Battle of Earth. He survived a fall of over 2 kilometers. He has an advanced onboard computer that is integrated into his brain that gives him faster reaction time than any human, and it often will be outfitted with Cortana, who is one of the most advanced AIs that humanity has ever created. And yeah, he was already stronger than any human because of his cybernetic strength, but his suit has force multiplying circuits, which make him 5 times stronger and faster than he is when he's not in the suit. And in terms of his weaponry, Halo teaches us that energy weapons work well against energy shields, but poorly against conventional armor. And conventional weapons, like bullets and explosives, work well against conventional armor, but poorly against energy shields. Master Chief has energy shields, and thus he's well suited to fighting xenomorphs because they don't have energy weapons. They have claws and acid, and neither one of these will do much against a force field. Acid can only dissolve matter, and it won't be able to hit his suit because of his force field. Samus has energy-based weapons as her primary weapons, and thus Master Chief's bullets, which you deem as being primitive by the rules of Halo, will hurt the aliens more than Samus's energy weapons because the aliens have conventional armor and not energy shields. Master Chief can pick up and wield any weapon that he finds instantly, including Covenant weaponry, which was designed for aliens with really weirdly shaped, like, symmetrical hands. Look at a picture of an elite's hands if you want. They're really weird. And yeah, shortly after picking up his first alien energy sword, he's killing highly trained Covenant elite soldiers that have been using these swords their entire lives.
Triple kill.
If he finds any of Samus's technology, which is also strewn throughout the space station, he'll be able to wield this as well, possibly just as well as Samus. So, yeah, Master Chief forever.
So, picking up on some of the points Colin made, you say Master Chief only has access to 2 weapons. You're forgetting about his grenades and the fact that he actually has access to a football-sized nuclear bomb that he is willing to set off with himself holding it in Halo 4 until he's finally saved by Cortana, who decides to sacrifice herself instead. He is willing to set off a nuclear bomb. Not to mention he can carry it. He would run up straight to that alien queen and blow her up. Who cares if he's with her? With Master Chief's tactics, being an experienced soldier, he can easily handle any situation or enemy presented to him. In the first Halo game, the big twist in it was the introduction of the Flood, a new species that functions as a universal bioweapon, corrupting any life mass it encounters. In an infamous level of video game history, called the Library, after Covenant and human forces become corrupted by this new species, Master Chief is able to fight his way out of a multi-story facility on his own and without any previous knowledge of how to fight them. Each Flood form has its own unique attacks. Some are slow and hard-hitting, some are fast, and some explode with the force of a frag grenade when they die, and spew forth small critters that can quickly overwhelm a soldier if they are not careful enough. Which is not dissimilar to how when xenomorphs are wounded they spray acid blood. Master Chief deals with this threat like a hot knife through cold butter. He regularly fights huge swaths of Covenant and Flood forces, sometimes both of them at the same time. He fights the feared Covenant hunters. huge soldiers standing 12 feet tall and weighing 10,000 pounds, along with multiple smaller Covenant aliens trying to catch him unaware. He even takes down 160 feet tall scarab walkers, which are basically like massive tanks, on a regular basis. When Master Chief knows humanity is at risk, or anyone for that matter, he isn't afraid to get knee-deep in shit alone with the mission parameter of saving the entire universe. Done.
Okay. All right. Excellent opening arguments on the part of Team Master Chief. Let's go into some rebuttals. Team Samus, go ahead.
I have 3 topics that I would like to touch on. So first of all, you mentioned that Master Chief could pick up and use Samus's weapons. I'm not 100% sure where that logic goes to, because all of Samus's weaponry are things that plug directly into her suit, which use Chozo technology, which are of a completely different make and model and power source than what Master Chief uses. I do, however, have an amazing mental image of him trying to use the morph ball and finding that his armor doesn't contract. And in that way, I really want to see him do that. So, you know what? Yeah, fine, absolutely. He can use the morph ball. Sure.
Let's talk about the Chozo armor. Like, her stuff is supposedly less advanced than Master Chief's. The Chozo are an ancient race. They've been doing this sweet-ass technology game way longer than humans have even been around.
Yeah, the suit is based on ancient Chozo technology back when the Chozo were still the baddest warriors in the universe. And the ancient suit still mops the floor with any of the most advanced weaponry of the day. Hence why Samus is able to take on, space pirates, who use basically the same sort of weaponry loadout that Master Chief uses.
The Chozo are so advanced, they left to another plane of existence.
Yeah,
you're also forgetting that the namesake of the Halo series is based on an ancient alien race called the Forerunners that is also hundreds of years old and are ancient.
Right, hundreds versus thousands, and also Samus's armor comes from said advanced race.
And
Master
even
Chief's
though
armor does not come from the Forerunners.
Even though space pirates have the same level of technology that Master Chief does, so do all of Master Chief's enemies. He regularly fights enemies who have his same level of weaponry, unlike Samus, who fights enemies with more advanced weaponry. And Master Chief proves that he has superior skills because he can defeat enemies that have conventional equivalent to his.
Right, and Samus's is arguably better. You talk about how energy weapons don't work well against physical objects. That may be true for the energy weapons that Master Chief uses. However, Samus fights against all sorts of space pirates that use physical shields, along with, crazy alien wildlife that have no shields whatsoever, and her energy weapons do just fine. So hers are obviously significantly more advanced than Master Chief's. The other thing about Samus's weaponry is she has something called a missile launcher. And a lot of times in Metroid, you'll run up against an enemy, and you'll start shooting it, and your energy pellets will bounce off. And you think, oh no, my weapon is useless. Oh no, wait, it's not, because all I need to do is fire a missile at it, and then the armor is cracked open. And this is exactly all she's going to need to do to Master Chief. His shields go down, she fires a missile, his armor is useless. Finally,
and then he can go into cover and regenerate in under 6 seconds, because in Halo multiplayer, a hit from a rocket launcher just takes out his shields, doesn't even hurt his health.
Yeah, again, that's using his own level of weaponry, which Samus is well beyond.
I'm going to say shields schmields. You pointed out that Samus might not necessarily have shields. Her power armor's so freaking great, she doesn't need it. Also, Master Chief's shields are totally, easily breakable from physical attacks. I've seen those large flood monsters bash people in that armor apart.
Final point, Samus. Final point.
The other thing I want to bring up is you guys really did Master Chief a disservice because you mentioned Cortana. And man, I was talking to him earlier. He is still super broken up by that one time that she had to sacrifice herself to pull his utterly incompetent ass out of the fire. There are so many of his victories that were due entirely to Cortana's presence, and he doesn't have her anymore. You know how people's ability to think and remember things become reduced when they have the ability to look things up on Google at a moment's notice? Imagine going around for, as you mentioned, almost 3 decades with this AI in your helmet telling you exactly where everything was on the ship, figuring out all the hard little puzzles that you just didn't want to go to, and then all of a sudden you're dropped off into this sort of situation and your little blue buddy is gone. Basically, his brain is a vestigial organ at this point.
You forget that in, like, the very climax of Halo 2, and for a lot of Halo 3, Master Chief does not have Cortana, and he's able to do exactly what he needs to do all the time without her help. He has shown that he is able to function and complete his mission without Cortana. Yep. And it is in the actual game where he doesn't have her, and he is still able to do exactly what he needs to do, and is still saving the universe.
And he was a decorated war veteran before he ever got her.
Yes. 27 years. 200 campaigns.
It's your rebut, guys.
Okay, so here's the thing. Master Chief is great. He's awesome. So's Samus, though. They're both really good, powerful warriors. Either one of them could complete this mission given enough time. But here's where Master Chief's real edge comes in. He's going to do it so much faster than Samus will. Have you seen how Samus usually completes this sort of mission? She's going to go around, and anytime there's a slight obstacle, she's like, oh, I don't have the right gear to face this challenge. I have to go around and explore, and oh, I found my next piece of gear. Oh, I found my next piece of gear. And she's not going to go fight the alien queen until she's been in every single room on the space station and gathered every single piece of gear that she has. Right around the time that Samus picks up the ice missiles, Master Chief is going to be kicking down the alien queen's door, making do with whatever two weapons he happens to have at the time, and he's going to just mow right through the alien queen. Master Chief is so much faster at completing all of his missions than Samus is.
Colin, let me tell you another story about two people that were taking on the Xenomorphs. One was a soldier who decided to do everything directly and attack the aliens directly. The other was a female who decided to be smart about it and make sure she had every advantage before she decided to take on these aliens. Would you like me to go into further detail about this particular confrontation?
This is a race. I'm sorry, but the person who completes this first will win. Like I said, either one will do it, but Master Chief, with his absurd war record and all of the crazy aliens he's killed, he can kill this one.
And anything else?
Liz,
yeah,
sorry, you want to...
I have a couple more points. You know, you mentioned how Master Chief would be a slow, clunky dude trying to get through this space station. I don't believe one second of it. Numerous times in the Halo series, he is involved in hard-hitting, fast military insertions where the goal is to get to the goal as quickly as possible. He is the UNSC scalpel used to quickly excise any threat. That is what he is meant to do. He is that hard-hitting force that you insert, you know that it's going to be done, and he'll do it as fast as possible. Going back to Samus, the problem with Samus is that her suit, this ancient technology that is amazing and can't be beat, requires concentration and a large amount of mental fortitude to maintain. In Metroid The Other M, after encountering Ridley, Samus has a panic attack, and her suit dematerializes and she can't get it to reappear for a while. While in this state, she is basically totally defenseless, and she has like a little stun gun that is honestly only used for her to stun an enemy real quick so she can run away until her suit reappears.
Which she still kicks ass in.
Okay, I would really like to see 1,000-pound Master Chief go against no-suit Samus, please.
Listen,
anyway,
she might go into a panic attack when confronting a giant space dragon. I feel like she can take on Master Chief.
Yeah, Ridley, the reason why
she doesn't have to beat Master Chief, she has to beat the alien queen.
The reason why she went into a panic attack is because Ridley is the one who destroyed her home and her family. She has PTSD.
The Xenomorphs are basically weaker versions of the Metroids. I think she's got this one.
Well, I'm pretty sure Master Chief probably has PTSD since he's serving under the very people who kidnapped him and removed him from his family. He has no problem.
He's definitely shown his moments of weakness in the game as well.
No, not really, but anyways, Samus' suit can even disappear if she stays in her hyper mode for more than 10 seconds if her awareness of the time limit is lacking. Meanwhile, Master Chief has never showed any sign of mental weakness or a lack of concentration in any situation. He always gets the job done. His armor doesn't fail either. All in all, Samus is going to be really distracted and slowed down during this whole thing. Between collecting weapons, power-ups, trying to open or get around doors, she will be overwhelmed for a while. Not to mention, she spared a Metroid. Is she going to spare a Xenomorph along the way, too?
Xenomorphs aren't as adorable as Metroid!
Yep, and you're going to be distracted. You're distracted. Samus is going to be distracted, and she's going to raise her Xenomorph named Bob.
All right.
I'm sure Weyland-Yutani will love that she spared one of them.
Dan, I believe you had an exhibit to bring to the table.
I do. I would like to present Exhibit A. This is an affidavit submitted by listener Rafael Medina. He went on at length about a few points, but I would like to direct the court's attention to one section in particular. It begins. All of this sounds impressive until someone points out that Samus tends to battle creatures and aliens that are not hominid in appearance and behavior, and that she won't be able to handle someone like Master Chief. Not true, strawman argument. Let us not forget that she battles space pirates with alarming frequency, and they are very akin to the enemy Covenant aliens from Halo, not to mention Master Chief himself. Additionally, in Metroid Prime Hunters and Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, she battles spacefaring bounty hunters much like herself, with different skills and abilities to match a higher degree of strength, resilience, and intelligence. Additionally, she has battled the arguable contrivance Dark Samus in 2 of her adventures. Debatedly the dark, if differently capable, doppelganger of herself, and Metroid Fusion sees the X-Virus creating a top-tier clone of Samus at full power, which she is then able to defeat by the end of this adventure. She's incomparably capable of handling both threats from wildlife and from the most dangerous game. I think we'd have enough to stop there, but let's not forget the bigger baddies she battles in her games. Ridley, Meta Ridley, Kraid, the Mother Brain, the Ing Emperor, Phazon-infused bounty hunters and space pirates, Phantoon, Dragon, Metroid Prime, myriad enemies in myriad environments, and she's able to best them all. An alien queen and her hivelings should not pose much of a problem to her, and I argue that by the time Master Chief got to the Queen's lair, he would have been in time to see the Queen's ashen exoskeleton frozen in a death scream, while Samus took off her helmet to enter her gunner ship and fly away, with Master Chief completely unaware of the self-destruct countdown, which is endemic of Metroidian adventures, which have the added benefit of wiping out the xenomorphs on the ship, like so many Metroid before them.
Team Master Chief, your response?
Yeah, she's going to need all her upgrades for that. And how long is that going to take? I'm sorry.
Probably more time than it will take the Xenomorphs to kill the overconfident Master Chief.
Any other
where are you
response
getting
to
this from,
affidavit?
that he's overconfident and that he's dumb? This is just totally fallacious. I'm sorry.
I'm saying he only has military training as his background. Samus also has military training, but she also was raised for battle by aliens who encouraged her to think creatively and also honed her combat abilities.
What military did she serve under?
She served in the military police force on Earth.
Okay, military police, they function differently than the military. They
certainly do. What I am arguing is that Master Chief's only experience is with the military, which tends to discourage creative thinking and tends to encourage a more hierarchical frame of mind. Master Chief is almost always inserted with a squad or with one or more other soldiers. He's not used to operating by himself in comparison to Samus.
Final points for rebuttal from Team Master Chief.
Yeah, that's not true. That he proved when he was a child, he was put on a mission where he was instructed to leave behind a member of his team at the end of the mission, whoever was like basically the last one to achieve the mission. And there was a group of instructors who were at the end of the mission that he was supposed to go to, and he refused to do this and incapacitated all of the instructors and escaped with all of the members of his team intact, and disobeying his orders to leave one behind because he believed that he would be stronger having his entire crew with him, showing that he's not beholden to his orders. His conscience and his tactical sense outweighs his need to follow orders.
Not to mention the actual gameplay of Halo encourages creative thinking through the character of Master Chief. For example, just like I was saying earlier, the twist of the Flood. You cannot fight the Flood as how you have been previously fighting the Covenant. You have to realize that now there's these forms that if you get too close when they explode, it's going to take out your shield like with the force of a frag grenade. You have to know to keep your distance. You have to approach them tactically. You have to run away from the real fast ones and turn around and shoot them. The hunters that he fights, that are the collection of Covenant aliens, you can't attack them from the front. You have to flank them. He's an incredibly creative person, and he has to use all the weapons in his disposal, even if it is just 2 with grenades. He's a very creative character.
Wait, so...
Plus,
right.
guys, loadouts like bubble
ladies and
shields
gentlemen.
and jets.
Now he does run away from aliens and... Okay.
I'm going to
It's
have
called
to stop you
tactics.
there. I'm going to have to stop you there, Kit, because it is time for the lightning round.
Who could have seen this coming?
Or as I like to call it, the wave beam round.
All right, here's your scenario.
5 minutes remaining.
Again, the debaters have not been given this scenario before we started recording. This is brand new. They have never heard this before. The scenario is this. Samus and Master Chief have managed to reach the station center simultaneously and are preparing for their final confrontation with the Xenomorph Queen. However, before the battle can begin, both mechanized warriors receive an alert from their docked ships, whose sensors have detected activity in space. It seems another ship has appeared, apparently from out of nowhere, and another, and another. Each one identical, a fleet of enormous spacecrafts in the shape of cubes.
I knew it!
Before anyone can react to this new incursion, a force of cybernetic humanoid creatures materializes in the station center. Two of them appear on either side of the alien queen. Small tubes shoot out from their arms and pierce the flesh of the queen, who immediately undergoes a monstrous change as she is assimilated into the Borg hive mind.
Yes.
Now, unless either of you honestly like your chances against the real Borg queen, that bounty's out the window. Good job getting in here, folks. Now let's see if you can get out again. The ships of both Master Chief and Samus have been overrun as more Borg sweep over the station. Any remaining spacecraft are useless for escape, as they would instantly be captured by Borg tractor beams. However, in the depths of the station lies a single source of potential salvation, a mysterious ship recently acquired for study by Weyland-Yutani, a ship whose secrets have thus far proven so impenetrable, the company has only managed to discover its name, the Heart of Gold. Which sci-fi soldier can fight and puzzle their way through the Borg-infested station and make their escape via the infinite improbability drive? Team Master Chief, go!
Wow, this sounds a lot like the level I was describing called the Library, where Master Chief is confronted with a brand new threat and is expected to fight through multiple levels of enemies and get out. I wonder if he's going to have a hard time with this. I don't think so. Colin?
Yeah, one thing that we're going to point out is that the Borg have the ability to adapt to weaponry whenever they get hit by it. Samus she has a lot of different types of weaponry that she can cycle through, but eventually she's going to run out. Master Chief will be able to pick up and wield any weapon that he finds, as opposed to Samus, who can only wield weaponry that's compatible with her armor. If you're wondering how Master Chief could wield Samus's weapons, even though they were not built for him, we established that he wields weapons that were meant for all the different races of the Covenant, which are all drastically different alien civilizations, and he regularly will pull gun turrets out of walls or out of, crafts and things like that, and use them in ways they were not intended for. Basically, anything that Master Chief finds, he can use as a weapon, and will be able to never run out of options, as opposed to Samus, who, although her list of weaponry is extensive, it is still finite.
Not to mention, Master Chief is constantly shown being able to hijack videos, having to run out of areas that are going to explode or are overrun with enemies. He should have no problem booting this ship up, getting out of there. He's done it before. I mean, a lot of games end with him leaving on a hijacked ship that he's gotten out of a hairy situation. You should have no issue with this.
I think there are a couple Halo games that end in the manner similar to the Metroid games, where there is a, self-destruct type sequence. You have a limited time to reach something. I believe Halo 3 ends that way. I could be mistaken.
All right, Samus.
Yes.
Miles, thank you for designing this lightning round to best showcase 3 things that Samus does exceptionally well. First of all is avoiding enemies by going through ventilation shafts, again, with the Morph Ball, which allows her to travel much, much, much more quickly than Master Chief does.
Easy peasy.
Secondly, Colin, thank you for bringing up the fact that Samus has a much greater degree of variety that she can use to overcome the Borg's adaptive defenses. She has, as I mentioned before, more than a dozen types of energy weapons alone, each one of which carries a different energy signature, not to mention, the screw attack, her bombs, her missiles, etc. Whereas I'm pretty sure as soon as Master Chief shoots one with a bullet, they're just gonna know how to take care of bullets from then on. Finally...
I guess you could nuke it right and kill yourself.
Yeah, that's an option. Yeah, absolutely. The nuclear option.
Yeah.
Finally, Samus has the scan visor, which I've mentioned before, which allows her to look at a piece of alien technology for about 3 seconds and then understand exactly how to operate it. Master Chief might be okay at figuring that stuff out intuitively, but he's going to have to do a little trial and error before he gets it off the ground. Samus has to look at it, and then she's off.
It's never shown a trial period for learning weapons in Halo, and it's never explored either. So I don't know where that point comes from.
Has everyone concluded their arguments?
I think we had concluded our arguments a couple of minutes in, but we were just going for posterity's sake.
Fair enough. You can think that all you want, but I am the one who decides who has won this particular debate, so I am going to quickly step outside and away from my microphone while I give this due consideration. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves while I do this. I'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Not bad, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Killing spree.
Overkill.
I'm honestly shocked you guys didn't bring up Master Chief's luck.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
Yeah, like that was like the most recurrent thing that I was reading about him.
That seems like a really poor argument.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was because we found a giant loophole around it, so
I know.
that was a good call for you guys.
Right, yeah.
He doesn't need luck.
I want to point out, by the way, the looking at most of the Metroid games, it seems like the scope of a general Metroid game seems about on par with a Halo level. I was looking.
that's true.
I was looking that there's the BSL research station from like Metroid Fusion or the Space Pirates base on Zebes. Like, I guess the argument's over, so I should probably stop making these kinds of points. But
It's okay.
You know.
If you guys brought up melee weapons in Halo, I was going to take you down hard. So it's all good. It's all good. We're leaving some stuff on the table.
Yeah.
But I think we put up a good fight, and it's
Anderson's
just
the word.
it's just
Tumblr.
I'm sure that Master Chief will get a good burial, from a very grateful nation,
You know, when he was setting up the lightning round, I was like, okay, it's either the Borg or Reapers. I was really hoping for Reapers.
Oh yeah.
I was
Reapers
when
are
he
good. I think we'd all be
one
fucked
ship-
if they were Reapers.
yeah, when he mentioned one ship
That's
showing
true.
up, I thought, is it going to be Shepard? Is that gonna
He would have
Shepard.
been
Yeah.
he would have been the third addition to this for sure.
right?
I think Serenity
My
was
favorite
too.
space station in the Citadel.
Well, I'm glad you guys also didn't bring up the Warthog, because trying to argue how you would drive that around in a space station was... I would be impressed if you did. Like, if anyone could do it, it would be you two.
Hey, have you
Yeah.
seen how that thing can get over quite a few rocks, man? The Warthog.
Sure.
Yeah.
I remember being the driver of a Warthog, and I would
driven-
flip that shit all the time.
I'm pretty sure I've driven quite a few Warthogs indoors in my time playing Halo. So
I mean, what Halo 3 ends with a crazy Warthog driving sequence.
yeah.
I don't know. Weyland-Yutani tends to work with a certain conservacy in their design.
I bet Master Chief would be totally better in like one of those power lifter suits if they had found one of those, because he's way better at hopping in new vehicles. Should have brought that up.
I think they'd be equal, because again,
Yeah.
Samus just has to scan it, and then she knows exactly what to do with it.
Yep. Well, she's got her own little Cortana that doesn't,
Yeah,
suffer from,
she does. Man, I didn't have to even have to bring up the X-ray visor. I thought that was going to be a weak point for sure.
Samus' suit doesn't get, what is it called, rampancy?
Ah, yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Samus' suit's gonna have all sorts of
When
problems
she's,
in various
when she's going
games.
nuts,
Yeah.
or getting a parasitic infection,
Yeah.
Yeah, which she shakes off like a ball.
Yep.
Well, I mean, maybe she goes crazy, loses her suit, and then a facehugger decides to hop on, and soon she's literally popping out a baby. Maybe she'll adopt that one too.
Boy, you are really stretching for some unlikely scenarios here.
I'm telling you, she wouldn't get a panic attack unless Ripley was on board.
Ridley.
Oh, you're right. That is way too close. God damn it.
Well, I think Master Chief is just gonna have a little Polaroid snapshot of Ridley in his wallet that he'll pull out and hold up to her, and she'll go cower in the corner.
That's how it works.
Yeah,
All
unfortunately, that's going to be one of his two weapons.
Oh, nice!
So
That's really good.
All right. What's up, guys?
Hello, Judge.
Well, this, we keep saying this, but this was really difficult. Both sides, once again, argued extremely well. Gotta say, Master Chief side, I did see your reference to Other M as a bit of a low blow.
Yeah,
And I like it.
I felt bad to bring it up. I saw it sitting there, and I was like, no one wants Other M to be canon. But
Remember, Colin, we drink the blood of our enemies
oh yes, my mistake. Sorry. Show no fear.
with our strawberry
so-
yoo-hoos.
Yes.
Again, great job by both sides. I don't want to take anything away from either, but I'm going to have to give this victory to Team Master Chief.
Woo!
Headshot.
Yes. Oh, God.
Well,
Game
Extermination.
This podcast has a sterling record of making the wrong decision every single time.
Is this what it's like to lose, Dan?
So this,
yeah.
get used to it, kid.
The reasoning behind that, basically, again, I'm nitpicking here, but I really appreciated Master Chief's side, the specificity of the references you brought up, and how you constantly were able to point to specific moments in every game where Halo Chief, where...
Do not take that out. Do not take that out.
Where Master Chief was able to respond to threats very similar. When Liz, when you were describing the library, I was like, oh shit, I didn't know that level at all, and it was so similar to the lightning round scenario I devised. But Samus side, also, you're very correct in that particular scenario offered numerous advantages to your side. It was very close, but I have to give this one, as much as it pains me, because I prefer Metroid to Halo, I have to give this one to Team Master Chief. So, well argued, Liz and Colin. Also well argued, Dan and Kit. Didn't work out on this occasion. Thank you all so much for listening to this episode of Smash Fiction. Be sure to tune in next week when our battle is between Gandalf and Dumbledore.
Smash Fiction is produced by Miles Schneiderman, with logo design by Colin Mulcairn.
Special thanks to Kevin MacLeod of the Clan MacLeod for our theme song, which is called Hitman. You can find his works at www.incompetech.com.
You can follow Smash Fiction on Facebook at facebook.com/SmashFictionPodcast and on Twitter at SmashFicPodcast.
If you have any suggestions, feedback, or other contributions, send them to us at smashfictionpodcast@gmail.com and help us continue the fight.